Lucia from Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the first female protagonist of a Grand Theft Auto series since its 2D era. From what we know so far, the story is going to involve two characters, second character being Jason, and is going to resemble a Bonnie and Clyde type of storyline. But in today's video, we're going to focus on Lucia, and we're going to talk about 5 things that we know about our main protagonist so far. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that Jason and Lucia are a crime spree committing couple, just like Bonnie and Clyde. If we look at the trailer, we can see that Jason and Lucia seem to have appeared in this part of the trailer that not that many people have noticed. I mean, that looks exactly like her. And you can kind of tell by the top of that man's forehead that it's either Jason or maybe some other accomplice. And it also seems like Lucia has dyed her hair in this part of the trailer, which would make a lot of sense considering the story. I mean, if you think about it, the idea is that they're a couple traveling around Florida, hitting licks, and if the story does bite off of Bonnie and Clyde, it would make sense for Lucia to be dyeing her hair, as to avoid being identified by the ops. The next thing we know about the game's protagonist is that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to expand on the ability to modify your character's appearance. Now, we're definitely going to get the same old stuff that we always get in Grand Theft Auto games, aka haircuts, tattoos, chains, clothing. But I feel like with Grand Theft Auto 6 being set in modern day Miami, adding the ability to modify your body just sounds like a no-brainer, especially considering the fact that we will be able to play as both genders in Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar is most definitely gonna capitalize on that. I mean, shit, when we see BBLs, lip fillers, hair extensions added to the game, don't say I didn't tell you so. Yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to let me know in the comments. How much do y'all think a BBL would go for in the Grand Theft Auto economy? Do y'all think there's gonna be tiers to it? As in, you'd have the choice to either go to Dr. Miami type of surgeon or save a little bit of cash and get it done by some random guy behind an alleyway. I think that type of humor fits in with the whole GTA universe, and I'm almost certain that Rockstar will expand on their goofiness. Just like how Rockstar played on every single LA stereotype in Grand Theft Auto 5, I feel that we can expect the same thing in GTA 6. As we all know, Miami and just the state of Florida in general has a lot of goofy stereotypes. I think we could definitely expect some S-tier memes to come out of GTA 6 too. Could you imagine if they added BBLs to Grand Theft Auto Online? You'd see motherfuckers running around looking like Batman Kevo. Next thing we know about our main protagonist is that it appears that she's on house arrest, as in every promotional picture we see of her, she's wearing an ankle monitor. But that doesn't seem to matter at all, as we see her still hitting licks and doing shit that we know she should definitely not be doing. But I find it kind of interesting how we see an ankle monitor on Lucia, but we don't see one on Jason. It appears that in this storyline she might have gotten booked for something, and judging off of what we've seen in the first trailer, it looks like the game is going to start off with her being released from jail and being put on some sort of parole. Now, what do you guys think the ankle monitor is for? I mean, she would have to have committed a crime that's not serious enough to earn life in prison, but that's still light enough to warrant her being able to go home with an ankle monitor. I'd love to hear what y'all think in the comments. Next thing we know about our protagonist is that in the beginning of the game, there's going to be a limited area in which she could explore the map. And I'm predicting that we may not even be able to play as Jason at the very start of the game. Now let me take y'all back for a sec. Y'all remember in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, how when the game just started, there was a limited area on the map in which you were able to explore, and they had physically put barriers on the borders that separate the map. Now, of course, you could always just fly or take a helicopter over those borders to make it onto those parts of the map, but then that would warrant you an instant 6 stars in the game. I believe GTA 4 had a similar system going on as well, but I haven't played GTA 4, so I'm gonna need y'all to let me know in the comments. But in Grand Theft Auto 5, after you've completed the North Yankton bank heist mission, you're basically free to roam the whole map without gaining any stars or having any types of barriers in your way. Now, I say all this to say that GTA 6 is probably going to implement a similar feature that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas had, in terms of they're going to limit the area on the map in which you're able to explore at the very beginning of the game, with the idea being that as you progress through the game, you start to unlock new areas of the map that you're able to visit. That would kind of tie in with Lucia wearing an ankle monitor. I think that would be the slickest way Rockstar could implement that map limitation mode to the video game, while at the same time having it make sense. Because in GTA San Andreas, you weren't on house arrest. It was just barriers at the borders, and that didn't really make much sense. They didn't really explain it in the story. But yeah, I'm not dogging on San Andreas. San Andreas is one of the best Grand Theft Auto games ever made. I'm just saying that with Rockstar's emphasis on trying to create an immersive storyline, that is likely how the beginning of GTA 6 is going to start. This leak also implies that GTA 6 is going to cluster the entire state of Florida with multiple cities inside of it, just like they did in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with the state of California. GTA San Andreas had cities like San Francisco, Las Vegas, and LA all clustered together in one giant map, and I feel like Rockstar is going to go back to their roots in GTA 6 and expand on that idea, but in the state of Florida instead. Now, the last thing we know about our protagonist is that it seems like Lucia is in her mid-20s. The last time we had a character in her mid-20s in the Grand Theft Auto series was Franklin from GTA 5. One observation I've made is that it doesn't seem like Jason is in his 20s. I'm kind of getting an early to mid-30s vibe from Jason. So I'm interested to see how this dynamic is going to play out in the game when it releases. My guess is that Jason is going to be the more experienced criminal, while Lucia is going to be completely new to the game. Take this with a grain of salt, but there's also a rumor that Lucia and Jason may have had a kid during their teens, which, if true, would mean that GTA 6 will be the first Grand Theft Auto game to ever feature a child, and no, Jimmy from GTA 5 does not count. That would be unprecedented, and I'm very curious to see how Rockstar would execute on this. But like I said, we are getting into speculation, and I am stretching on this point, but I feel like we could expect anything from GTA 6. One other thing that's for sure is that either through death or arrest, we know that Jason and Lucia's relationship will come to an end. I mean, it is a love story after all, and we all know Rockstar absolutely kills it when it comes to writing storylines. But hey, if y'all made it this far in the video, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if y'all enjoyed. And with all that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.